for the YouTube feed to pop up, and now it's up. So we're back. It's Monday, April 16th. It is National Stress Month, so we're going to talk a little bit more about stress. A couple other things we didn't talk about last week were little things. So we talk a lot about doing yoga and Pilates for stress management. And one of the big things that we don't really tell people about, aside from just, yes, it's a quiet place and it's stretching, it is relaxing because you are getting rid of a lot of tension in the body. You're causing a lot of the muscles that are in your body that are tight to release a little bit. And it's more than just that, because one of the big areas of stress that we have is actually imbalances in our muscles, but also imbalances in our joints. So if your muscles are tight and they're pulling your joint out of alignment, it can actually very easily drive up inflammation in the body because something's not right. A big way to kind of look at that as something that's usually more familiar to people, if you walk into a room and you feel uncomfortable, you get that uneasy feeling, that's a stressor. But you can't see that with your joints. Sometimes your knee may feel a little bit weird, sometimes your ankle may feel a little bit weird, maybe your hips feel slightly off. That's a sign that there's something off in your body. And it doesn't necessarily mean off in the sense of something's broken or off in the sense of something's been damaged. But a joint being out of alignment can actually cause a lot of issues long term in the actual joint itself, but short term in the stress and the way that you feel stress. Because if your body is on a state of like heightened alert and you are very stressed because of it, it's kind of one of those things where it's a very low indicator of stress, but it is a stressor. So going into yoga or Pilates will help with restructuring the body, realigning the body, getting your body set up for better movement patterns, because if your movement patterns are off when you're working out, you drive up inflammation. Inflammation and cortisol will go hand in hand, because inflammation will drive cortisol and cortisol will drive inflammation. It's really the chicken or the egg. Which one comes first? In reality, it doesn't matter which one comes first. It matters how we treat it, how we identify it, and how we move on from it. So big things that you can do, and it runs counter to what a lot of people want to do, because everyone thinks the harder that they work out, the faster they'll get to their goals. Well, and you guys know I've told you this before, it's not about how hard you work out, it's about how consistently you can continue to work out. If you have any joint issues or mobility issues, over time you run the risk of getting injured, and injury will be a huge setback. So getting into a yoga class once a week, getting into a Pilates class once a week will be massive as far as maintaining your health, decreasing stress levels in the body, increasing energy output, increasing overall metabolism. So we don't think about our flexibility impacting our metabolism that much, but if you are not flexible, if your flexibility is off, then your joint will be compromised. If that joint is compromised, that'll decrease the amount of fat that you can burn, because if your cortisol levels are up and your inflammation levels are up, it means the amount of sugar that your body is burning is also up. So remember, cortisol is usually associated with fight or flight. And if you're not fighting something or running from something and your stress levels are higher, that means by default you're burning through more sugars and you're storing more fat. So there's a whole little thing on parasympathetic nervous system stimulation and sympathetic nervous system stimulation that we could go into. But the short version is, if you're stretching, if you're relaxing, your fat burning system is turned on. If you're not stretching, if you're one of those people who comes in 7 days a week and you're hitting it as hard as you can, you're working as hard as you can, you will actually be not necessarily doing more harm than good, but you'll be slowing down your progress by not allowing your body adequate time to recover, by not allowing your body adequate time to recuperate. And then from there, if your stress levels are going up because of that, that will decrease the amount of time that you are actually doing good quality work, and it'll increase, I just lost the Facebook feed, so if you guys are watching from Facebook, I'm sorry. But that'll decrease the amount of time that you're doing good quality work and increase the amount of sugar that you're burning. It'll increase the amount of stress that you're under, and we don't want that at all. So big takeaways from today: get some mobility work in. It may not be as fun or as sexy as doing the super high intensity classes every day of the week, but it'll allow your body a chance to recuperate. It'll allow your joints a chance to realign themselves. It'll allow your body a good chance to rest, stretch, and slip back into that rest and digest mode, out of that fight or flight mode, and it'll help you get to your goals a lot faster. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next Monday. If you have any questions about stress, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. It is National Stress Month, so let's get you guys stress-free and ready to take on the summer.